you'll see that I am dashing. My fashion sense is the greatest in all the world. Pulls down, it's savory, but no, never too heavy. Barbecue pairs perfectly with me. I've been super suave for so long. But to my friends, that is news that you already know. Oh, the brainy witty, well, he'll Momo. He will always stay by your side. Momo will always stay true to Nikki and all of you. La 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 la. Wow! Nikki, you won't believe all the stars I just saw!
Right? The sky is super clear tonight. I bet every star is shining extra bright.
Totally! I even spotted 2 stars having a little fight. It nearly gave me a heart attack. Ah! Nikki!
Hello everyone! Welcome to Shiny Nikki 4th Anniversary Celebration livestream, proudly sponsored once again by Barbecue Do Chef Momo. I'm your host Vanessa, and I'm very honored to celebrate Shiny Nikki's 4th birthday here with all of you.
Hey there, stylists! I'm Yumi, representing Shiny Nikki's global team. It's a real thrill to be live on air with Vanessa and all of you. And I can't wait for us to have a fantastic time together today. Wait a minute, did I just hear Momo screaming? What happened? Are we still able to reach Momo?
Absolutely, I heard it loud and clear. Let's reach out to Momo and find out what's really happening. Momo, are you okay?
Whoa! I was just stargazing with Nikki when everything suddenly went bizarre. Like some huge disaster was about to strike. Then this massive wave rose up like a mountain and tore us apart. Nikki! Nikki! Where are you? Nikki!
Momo, stay calm. We'll work through this together. And I know we will find Nikki. Do you have any other leads at all? Where are you right now?
I'm all set to find Nikki. As for any leads, I recall Nikki mentioning that our shared memories hold plenty of hidden treasures. So why don't we all look back together and see what recent moments we've had in common? Maybe we'll dig up some clues that point us to Nikki.
Yes, that sounds right. Alright, let's jump right in and see all the memories everyone's made together. We shouldn't keep Nikki waiting. Who would guess that once Nikki's involved, even Momo would suddenly act all mature.
Absolutely. This time around, we've got a fabulous haul of gifts lined up for everyone joining the adventure. Attention stylist, just type cherished memories in game and you'll instantly score the on-screen reward. During this live stream, we're giving away 3 silver-wide prize bundles and having 3 rounds of prize draws, featuring a total of 7,800 pink gems, plus extra rewards. Stylist, you won't want to miss this. Speaking of memories, the first thing that comes to mind is Nikki's Vid greetings. Over the past year, Nikki and all of his stylists have shared Good Morning 3,559,882 times and Good Night 2,391,244 times. Every time Nikki sends the greeting, it feels like a gentle reassurance that everything is just right.
Absolutely. Besides our daily greetings, I just love cozying up with Nikki for a movie marathon. Turns out, over the past year, Nikki's racked up 7,273,585 home movie tickets. Let me do the math. That's 19,927 movies every single day.
Beyond our cozy little home, there's a special place overflowing with Nikki's cherished memories, the dressing room. Over the past year, our fabulous stylist introduced 131,898,138 new outfits to Nikki's closet, giving her for an even greater styling power. With such a dazzling array of outfits, which ones have captured everyone's hearts the most? Let's find out together. The one thing, but it makes me want to give it a little pat.
Anyway, let's take a look at the most collected sets in the past year. The top 3 exclusive UR sets are Gaudish Shackles, Wingress Oots Top, A Boat in Smoky Rain. The top 3 exclusive SSR sets are Glorious Heart, Sparkling Dream, Twinkle Twinkle.
Every set is absolutely dazzling, but a fabulous look isn't complete without flawless makeup. So let's check out the top 3 makeup styles that our stylists are raving about. Here they are: Rose Liquid Balm, Spoiled Bunny, Honeyed Brew.
Fabulous outfits? Check. Flawless dazzling makeup? Check. Next on the list is...
I got it! To showcase the most dazzling, personally styled outfit on the main menu. If it's not your own lovely and crafted main menu, it's like Momo going with our barbecue.
Absolutely right. This year, our stylists have posted a total of 295,873 stylings to the main menu. Here are the top 3 scene interaction they're raving about. Crystal Stairway, Twinkling Rhythms, Parade Time.
In addition, snapping gorgeous shots of Nikki is one of the stylist's all-time favorite pastimes. Over the past year, you've collectively taken 42,573,600 photos of her. Do the math, and that means Nikki's striking a pose for 81 photos every single minute. That's our tireless superstar, Nikki.
Wow, who've guessed you stylists and Nikki have shared so many wonderful memories? Just like she says, every single moment is a priceless treasure. But that's not all. Vanessa, do you think you have more leads about Nikki?
Of course. Since Momo and Nikki were split up by those crashing waves, I say we hit the shore to see if we can uncover anything new.
Yes, you heard it right. This year's anniversary finally unveils the much anticipated Walls and Flowers set. Walls fall, flowers bloom.
Wow, from one will fall, myriad lives emerge. Even thus, the will becomes a wellspring of nourishment for all that follow. Blending flowers into this theme is absolutely inspiring. I can't get enough of this. Please, show us more.
Alright, get ready. I present you all the stylists.
Wow, this looks absolutely stunning. Seriously, someone just knocked me out until the update goes live. There's no way I can keep my cool until then.
Then you'd miss all the details I'm gonna reveal.
I think I can keep going. The floor's yours.
The first outfit we just saw is the You Are Reborn set designed by Nikki, Wasp Blossom. Picture a tiny seed sprouting where a well comes to rust, its delicate bloom carrying forward the endless cycle of life. That profound imagery is likely the spark that ignited Nikki's inspiration for this design. To highlight the flower theme, Nikki crafts the dress with a softly petaled silhouette. Its pale pink shade glimmers with the hint of a rainbow, while the crystal sheer tulle and delicate lace bring to life the tender grace of a new blossom, just beginning its journey in the world. Additionally, this outfit's standout element is a sweeping skirt that fans out in delicately layered petals, reminiscent of a flower at full bloom, with subtle, shining veins tracing through each petal toward the central blossom at the chest, almost as if they're channeling energy into the heart, aglow with gentle radiance. And the softly petaled bonnet, reminiscent of a baby's cap, with its sweet, wispy bands evoke the gentle, wide-eyed innocence of a flower just beginning to unfurl.
In contrast to the outfit's shimmering clarity before awakening, Nikki now enriches the skirt's petal edges with a bold shade of deep purple for the revived design. This choice feels like a bloomy flower on its path to maturity. And it also echoes Nikki's personal evaluation as she brings this set to life. Beyond the rejuvenating spirit of the vast Blossom collection, what inspires the concept behind our other design? Wheels towards sea.
In this update, Woe Fall embodies the concept of departure and renewal. There's a saying, from one woe fall, myriad lives emerge, painting a vivid image of a whale's body sinking beneath the waves to become a hidden sanctuary for countless creatures. Witnessing death transform into a cradle of life is a breathtaking reminder of nature's power, an awe-inspiring moment that words can scarcely capture. Alright, with that said, let's check out the second outfit for the 4th anniversary. Feast your eyes on the Tidal Bloom set, Wells Towards Sea, designed by Ian and Marina.
Wow, this outfit captures the concept of from one wheel fall, myriad lives emerge so vividly. Is that gorgeous black velvet the centerpiece here?
Yes, to capture the spirit of well fall, we've centered the design around a deep, well-inspired black. We then selected lush velvet, astral chiffon, and accents of coral shell to bring this oceanic vision to life. The black velvet outer skirt calls to mind the sleek, mysterious surface of a whale's hide, a central hollow evoking the silent emptiness left in the ocean's depths after a whale passes. Yet the true marvel is the inner skirt, fashioned with a grand fishtail silhouette and a subtle, lustrous finish. It undulates like rising waves, catching light in a delicate shimmer that reflects the crystalline sparkle of water droplets and bubbles. The bodice, flowing skirt, and cascading hair all shimmer with delicate coral essence, lending well-fall a subtle yet radiant flourish. This design evokes the cycle of renewal born from an ending. Though the well itself has passed, its legacy fosters new life in its wake.
Veils, vast and majestic, whether in the midst of life or a life's end, forever echo with the grand symphony of existence. I believe that's why, rather than retaining its original deep ocean chill, the awakened set carries a gentle warmth. When the burst of colorful blossom unfolds all around, it's like the renewed validity that emerges after a whale's passing, a moment where life flourishes anew.
Yes, absolutely right. After such a detailed introduction to the new sets, I bet every stylist out there already has the perfect plan for pairing these stunning accessories and dresses, don't you?
Of course. Besides styling, I've been wondering when we can start our live stream signature segment.
Coming right up. Get ready, our very first prize draw is about to begin.
Calling all stylists, enter Will Send Flowers in the chat now for a chance to win. We'll pick 20 lucky winners, each scoring 1,200 pink gems. The clock's taking only 1 minute countdown, so be sure to enter before time runs out.
Stylists, are you all set for the surprise? Bet you don't want to miss all these benefits. After all, pink gems and styling do go hand in hand.
That's right. We do hope that every stylist who's still here can share in this fortune and happiness with Nikki to celebrate the anniversary together.
I hope I can be one of the lucky stylists as well.
Me too. All right, time's almost up. Who's ready? Let's find out who our lucky winners are this round. Counting down, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. Our lucky draw is now closed. Big thanks to everyone for joining with such excitement.
Aside from the lucky draw, all stylists can type in the redeem code WellsFall in the game to claim a reward that includes 1,000 pink gems.
Come to think of it, we've admired Nikki's fabulous new design, but the designer herself is a no-show. Where could she be?
We've still got one more spot to check out. Come on, follow my lead, and let's catch up with Nikki together.
In the story, when the world loses its heroes, the world flower will wither, petals falling one by one. People will get lost in the fairy tale born of desire. Floods will drown the fire seed of life. The black hole will devour all the colors of the world. Nightmares of the old days will shroud the whole continent.
Now, we are already in this story. This flower is withering. What will you do then?
Don't worry. Regardless of time or space, I will always hear your voice. Now, let the flower bloom again.
Oh, me, wow! It's Nikki! What is she doing over there?
It looks like Nikki and Momo got swept into entirely different timelines. Yumi, is there any way we can reach Nikki?
There's something so familiar about where Nikki is right now. Let me see. Nikki at the shore, blossoms all around. Oh, perhaps we can call on some friends to help us track her down.
Without further ado, let's hurry up.
Perfect timing! We've just gotten a message from one of our special guests. Let's check out the clue she shared with us.
When a whale reaches the end of its swim, it drifts down, quiet as a lullaby. You'd think that's it, right? But down in the dark, that big body turns into supper, shelter, or even a nursery. Tiny lives will be born where this giant rests. The interesting thing is, every goodbye out there is really a small hello waiting to happen. Sometimes in life, endings aren't walls, they're doors. So, keep your eyes open for the next one that swings wide.
Hi, my name is Angie. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I'm a jewelry designer and a goldsmith. When I first read about the whale fall, what stayed with me was the stillness. A huge body resting on the ocean floor, not as an end, but as the quiet start of something new. I imagined silence, then slowly life beginning to gather. That contrast between something so final and something just beginning became the emotional core of this piece. This piece captures the moments where life begins again, delicate, patient, and luminous. The opal at its heart is the soul of the design, chosen for the way it echoes bioluminescence and the shifting emotions of the deep. Layers of meta bloom around it like translucent petals, suspended in the stillness of the sea, and the pearls suggest a rising breath, or life unfolding gently. It's a piece about transformation, memory, and the delicate strength of beginning. 11 years ago, I left my career in design agencies to start my own jewelry brand. It was a leap into the unknown, leaving behind something stable and familiar, not knowing what the future would bring. But just like the idea of a whale fall, that ending became the foundation of something deeply meaningful. Building my own practice allowed me to create with intention, to express emotions and stories through my work. It taught me that endings are often the quiet beginning of transformation. I see jewelry as wearable art. a form of intimate sculpture that lives with the body and tells a story through form and feeling. My work is rooted in deep appreciation for both the clean lines of architectural design and the organic beauty found in nature. For me, jewelry is more than an adornment. It is a means of self-expression, a reflection of identity, and a quiet companion to emotion. I create with the intention of forging a connection between the wearer and the piece. Each design invites the individual to express their inner landscape with elegance, clarity, and strength. Choosing the right opal was the most challenging part of creating this piece. Every opal is widely different, with its own mood and mysteries. I was searching for one that could truly carry the emotion I wanted the jewelry to convey. When I finally found it, something clicked. It felt like the piece had found its soul. From that moment, I knew the rest would fall into place. I think Nikki is a kind, optimistic, and empathetic girl. Someone who is endlessly curious about the world and always open to new things. I think that's important to have in today's age for girls and young ladies all over the world. She radiates warmth wherever she goes. Life after loss is never the same, but it can be just as beautiful in a new, unexpected way. I also wanted to show in this jewelry so that it reflects the value of Nikki for anyone who wears it. Just like the wearable sustained life for decades, I wanted the piece to reflect that same kind of longevity and respect for life, so I chose materials with care. Sustainability isn't just about materials. It's about making something meaningful, not disposable. This piece is designed to endure, to be worn and treasured over time, and meant to last for generations. To me, a woman is like a flower, not defined by species, color, or season. Each one grows at her own pace, blooms in her own time. Some reach boldly for the light, others gather quiet strength in shadow. I don't design to label her, but to honor her journey, her softness, her resilience, her roots. The flower is never just a decoration. It's a metaphor for who she is, alive, evolving, unafraid to grow. If this piece had a texture in the ocean, it would be the glistening sunlight filtering through the surface into the deep blue, dancing, flickering, playing softly in the quiet serenity. A moment of stillness that comes alive with movement.
We are honored to have Angie Wu as part of the Shining Nikki anniversary collaboration. She has been working in the jewelry industry for over a decade, and our collab this time is deeply inspired by the philosophy of bells fall, flowers bloom.
I'm captivated by Angie Wu's vision for this flower. Instead of showing a fragile bud adrift on the waves, she paints a flower that has quietly gathered strength and now blossoms for everyone to see. It reminds me of Nikki, who never retreats when challenges arise, always courageous and steadfast. Not only does it perfectly capture this event theme, but it's also a true collector's treasure, worried that her entire process, from concept and materials to meticulous craftsmanship, guarantees no duplicate, making this creation a truly one-of-a-kind masterpiece.
Exactly right. Not only is it a one-of-a-kind creation, it's also the big mystery prize for our UGC contest. Once the anniversary celebration starts, we'll be hosting a UGC Creation Challenge across all our official social platforms, and in the end, we'll choose one lucky player to take home this exclusive gift. For more contest rules, please follow us on social media.
I'm so excited! I can't wait to see all the creative masterpieces from our stylists.
Yes, indeed. Besides showcasing Angie Wu's creation, another one of our friends also slipped a special Nikki-related clue. Let's check it out.
Moon, and are you ready to join me to become a master stylist with the OG stylist herself, Nikki? I am so happy Shiny Nikki have invited me to bring this outfit straight from Mirrorland into the real world, and hopefully I can bring you some inspiration with this design and maybe a few clues as to something very special. If you've ever wanted to fill your wardrobe with fashion dreams come true, like hairstyles that defy gravity or dresses that seem to light up on their own, then you have probably already played Shiny Nikki. Or you've seen some of the outfits from it and it's something you think super cool. So, Shiny Nikki are actually about to celebrate their 4th anniversary, and they've asked me to join them in Mirrorland to recreate the main outfit from their new event. The event is called Whales Fall, Flowers Bloom, and trust me, until you see this design, I cannot tell you how accurate that is! So, come along with me to recreate one of the most gorgeous dresses I have ever seen. And I won't keep you waiting any further because I know you're just as excited as I am. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1. How amazing is this? So the dress itself is called Vast Blossom, which definitely fits. And trust me, I cannot wait to turn myself into a giant flower petal. So if you're looking at this though and thinking probably the same thing I did when I first saw it, which is that. How are you going to take this and make it? Well, the answer is we're going to, and it's going to be tricky, but it's going to be so much fun along the way. So if you can see here, this is how I kind of broke down the design. So I kind of put some arrows, looked at the fabrics, and kind of tried to figure out how to bring her to reality. But one thing I do absolutely love about Shiny Nikki and all of the Nikki games is that they do so much detail into every single one of the outfits. So you can zoom in and see like the individual sequins. Makes my little costume heart so happy. It also makes it rather easy when you zoom in and you go, I know exactly what fabric that is because they've used a reference for it. So for example, the petals on the side of the skirt, you can see how they're kind of very shiny and sparkly and coloured, but also thin and translucent. That is the tricky part. And you can actually see one of the fabrics behind me here. This is kind of one of the ones I'm looking at. So you can see how you can see me through it. But it's still got that gorgeous shine and a little bit of colour. So this is hopefully going to go inside the petals. I will talk you through all the fabrics individually so you can kind of get an idea of where we're going before we put everything together. And then I will show you, start to finish, how we will put the dress, the accessories all together to create this outfit. So let's take our wishes, pull for our dress Vast Blossom and the accessories, and since we are making her ourselves, we are guaranteed together. So without further ado, let's go to Mirrorland.
So with that, I headed off to the fabric shops. I always like to look in person to see what different textures and colours go together best, and I found this perfect iridescent organza and this perfect pink satin, which when you put them together, the perfect colour. I also had a look for some laces and some sequins, and I found the most perfect fabrics.
So projects like these take a lot of fabric. So we have material and more material. So the thing about dresses like this, especially when you have a Nikki dress, which has, if you look at the skirt here, like this incredibly delicate mix of blues and pinks and purples, it's very hard to do. So first thing I did was start with hell on earth. I would make that kind of gradient. I tested a little bit of dye, tested a little bit of other stuff, but then I thought the best thing that would probably work would be custom printing. So these two are examples of some samples I got to see how it would work. So this was the design I ended up going with, a little bit of blues, a little bit of pinks, and sent it off to be custom printed on this, what they call Starlight organza. And this is what we ended up with. How cool is that? Because when you get this behind it, you get shining Nikki flower petals. I also have like a whole roll of glitter tulle. So this is very sparkly. I also have a lot of sequins, a lot of lace, and a lot of beads. So all of these things are going to combine, and hopefully we're going to turn ourselves into Nikki. Are you ready? Let's go.
So first up was the dress itself, accurately named the Vast Blossom. I placed all my fabrics on a mannequin just to get a feel for everything and then started drafting the pattern of the main dress itself. She has this super cool little V in the bodice and this sequin panel, so I made sure to get all the little details in before I cut it all out and laid it onto my actual fabric. And of course, with the shape of her dress, she has that big poofy skirt, so she needed a lot of petticoats to go underneath it. I used different layers of white organza and pink organza and blue and purple to kind of give that soft floaty effect she has underneath her skirts. All of them were cut into circles, like this one, and sewn with fishing wire in the hem, just to give that little bit of extra flounce, which of course you can never have too much floof when it's a Nikki dress. So with the hoop skirt, then comes the layers of the petticoats. And here you can see the twirl, then of course comes the actual flower petals themselves.
Hi, so we have petals. Just look at that! So this is one layer of like this custom printed organza, one layer of glitter tulle, and one layer of iridescent organza to make petals! Now I just need like 20 of them.
So back on the grind I went. Petal making was my job for the foreseeable future. I needed 20 altogether, 10 for the bottom skirt and 10 for the top. The top and bottom petals had a slightly different pattern as the bottom ones were bigger and wider at the bottom to give that big poof shape that she has when they stick up. And I just went about cutting them all out, pinning all the patterns to make sure everything was perfectly neat, and cutting every layer individually. These fabrics tend to fray quite a bit, so I had to make sure to be very careful not to rough them around too much, otherwise they would end up falling apart right before my eyes. But eventually, we had everything cut and ready to sew. But sewing was not enough to get that big poof shape, they needed something more.
Hi, so for the petals, we need to keep them puffing out. We have two options for the wire, and I just want to show you the difference. So, we've got two petals here, one and the other. And you can tell which one has the thicker wire in it. So this one is in that, and this one is in this. And you can kind of see just like already how much that holds its shape.
I took a little bit of a break in the middle of petal making to start working on the lines that go through the petals. So they had this gorgeous shimmer in the blues and the purple tones, and I found this perfect vinyl and got to work on the ironing. So all of these little lines I deliberately designed so they looked organic and flowy, and then just went to town on laying them onto the petals just to see what shapes I could create. After getting all those stuck down, I moved on to the dress. So the actual underdress itself is a little bit different than what you might expect. I made this corseted underbodice to make sure that everything would lay nice and flat, and that both the petal layers were attached into two different layers so they would actually float up differently. So this bottom layer is going to end up having the bottom petals attached to it, and then another layer with all the little details you see on top. That way they will move independently, and when you spin, hopefully, they will end up spinning in a way that makes them look really natural and fits the dress. So after lacing it up for the first time just to see, this is what the underdress looks like. I started pinning on all the bottom petals to see how they would look, and I was so happy with how they started to turn out. All 10 of them eventually made their way on. I had to do a little bit of shifting around with the gathering, but then it was on to the rhinestones. Now, this might have been the longest process out of all of this, even more than cutting out and sewing all the petals together, because every petal has over 2,000 rhinestones in it. in this dress overall, there are over 50,000 rhinestones. So first I ironed on some of the glitter decals, so she has some little glittery lines, things, just to make the rhinestones pop a bit more. And then it was on to gluing. And of course, we cannot forget about the bodice details. So she has this super cool sequin panel across the top of her bodice, which I made out of this gorgeous pink iridescent sequin to match the rest of the dress. And here you can start to see why it was so worth adding all those rhinestones. And here I finally was able to start putting on the top petals. This was what the top petal skirt looked like before I attached it to the oval bodice, which I had to overlock down to give this nice neat stitch. And then she was officially ready to be added on. And you can already see how much it looks like the artwork and how excited I am. I could finally start sewing everything down for real. These petals were so big and so cumbersome, I had to leave them to the last minute to get them sewn down, but it was so worth it. And did you think we were done with the rhinestones? I wish there was a quicker way to do this, but honestly, it was so worth it just to see the final result. I also found it very relaxing after a while to get into the swing of things and make sure everything was perfect. She looks like a little bubble at the moment, but I promise those petals are going to come down and bloom into a flower. I then had to put it back on again, just to pin together all the petals to make sure where they were going to sit so I could hand sew everything down. So here I am hand sewing down those petals. I wanted to make sure that the big petals and the small petals at the top did not separate so you can see the dress underneath. So in order to do that, I had to make sure that they were attached around the middle. So I used this clear fishing line and threaded it through the ends of each of the petals. I ended up using 2 points, one on either side of the ends, and threading them up to hold into the next top petal, and then from the top petal into the middle of the skirt. So with this clear fishing line, it is so thin you can't see it, but it holds this very thin petal up, so you get that blooming flower effect. And you can see just how thin those fishing lines are.
Hi, so the main dress is finished. She's officially too big for this room, so we're going to take her outside and try her on for the first time. I am so excited.
I had to actually go to the garden to make sure I had enough space. But look at that twirl! There was no rest yet because I had to finish off the bodice details, including these petals that line the sequins, the lace detailing, the pearls and the rhinestones. Yes, more rhinestones. I think I actually might have bought out the entirety of England with these rhinestones. But the dress was finished! And I will show you at the end. Because before we put her all together, we need to do the accessories, including the wig. Now this is when I really started to feel like I've been transported straight into Mirrorland. Nikki herself can change her hair colour as much as she wants as a stylist, so we're going to try and do the same. But instead of my actual hair, this is going to be a perfect Nikki pink wig, featuring iridescent tinsel and a lot of sparkle because we need to try and get as close as possible to that gorgeous artwork. And you can see me curling those braids in just to make sure I get that flower shape. I then curled up the ends because she has these gorgeous little ringlets. I then started to have the most fun playing around with different laces and flower appliques to get that detailing she has in hers. I also added pearl strands and beads and rhinestones, and just look how she turned out. I then immediately went onto the headpiece because there was no time to waste. I drafted it out from the artwork itself to make sure it was as accurate as possible, and I used the same iridescent vinyl as I used in the skirt to make sure all the colours matched nicely. For the petals themselves on the headpiece, I used the exact same layers as I used in the petals for the skirt to make sure everything looked the same. And you can see how it looks on. I was so happy with how this turned out. This was probably one of my favourite pieces out of the whole costume, other than the shoes. Now these are very high, which is good because I am not the height of Nikki, so I desperately needed to add a couple of extra inches. I then moved on to the tights as well. I adore how these shoes came out. I tried to add some more flowers into it and kind of make the petals look like they were growing out of the shoes, and I was so happy with how they turned out. Now, the last bit, the gloves and the underbodice. So I made this nude bodysuit to go underneath the dress to hold the gloves up to make sure they didn't fall down, and you can see me laying the lace on. I had this lace fabric which was so perfect, and I cut out little pieces of lace and laid it on and piled it up, so you can see how I just curved it around my neckline, and it looks so good. I was so happy with how this was turning out. I then used the same iridescent vinyl, petals, and rhinestones. I think rhinestones is going to be the most used word in this video. I also added some pearl strands as she has some pearls lining through her headpiece and onto the gloves. I cannot wait for you to see this reveal. I am so excited. And let's do a 3, 2, 1. Thank you all enough for following along on this adventure, and I hope you love how this project turned out as much as I do. I cannot thank Shining Nikki enough for giving me the opportunity to recreate such a cool design, so download Shining Nikki now, not just to see this cool dress and play the anniversary event, but see all the other incredible costumes and designs that feature in the game, and figure out your style and become a master stylist. Thank you so much for following along. Bye!
Oh, I still can't get over how stunning Vast Blossom is. Who'd have thought a stylist could really bring such a breathtaking design to life? Huge thanks to Valentine Moon for this brilliant spark of creativity. It's truly a feast for the eyes.
Maryland is brimming with gifted stylists, but who can ever say no to another gorgeous dress? That's why this year, we've made sure to have a stunning new collection ready for our stylists.
Over the next 60 seconds, type shiny dress into the chat. We'll pick 5 lucky stylists to send real-life Shiny Nikki outfits to.
Oh, I'm already jealous of those lucky stylists. I can't wait to see our gorgeous stylists showing off the shining dress. Don't forget to share your photos in our official community so we can all celebrate your stunning looks together.
Oh, these lucky stylists would definitely feel closer to Nikki, for they are woven with Nikki's most genuine wishes. Seeing you all in these dresses, Nikki herself is definitely going to crack a smile.
That's so sweet! How I wish to wear a shining dress and travel to different places with Nikki, and more have bubble tea with Nikki. So, if Nikki ever goes to visit you, where would you show her around? Tell us in the comment section.
Alright, time's running out. If you haven't jumped in yet, stylist, don't let this rare chance slip by. 3, 2, 1. Time's up! Congratulations in advance to these 5 lucky stylists.
Along with these gorgeous dresses, we are thrilled to present the 3rd wave of bonus rewards for all you stylists. Simply enter Flowers Bloom in-game to grab your extra rewards. And remember, make sure to collect your rewards before time runs out.
Ta-da! Feast your eyes on my perfect landing. Huh? Is it me? Or does this place look kind of familiar? No way! This is Nikki's childhood home. It doesn't make sense. Does that mean...
Momo, you're here too.
Nikki! I finally found you! Do you have any idea how long I've been searching? I feel so drained that I'm practically fur and bone.
Oh, don't cry, Momo. Let me have a look. It does seem like you've slimmed down a bit.
I'm not buying it. Oh, look at you wearing a brand new outfit. It's been ages. Bet you've almost forgotten about me.
That's not true. I've been looking for you too. It's just that time here is all jumbled up. I've been through a lot to get here. If you don't believe me, see for yourself.
What?
has finally found Nikki. Just as Momo can't wait to see Nikki again, we've been counting down the days to welcome every one of you stylists.
Yes, we're thrilled to unveil our brand new Seaside Villa, created especially for all our wonderful stylists. Come on and check it out in person. Aside from our offline meetups this year, we're also hosting a special website event online with fantastic rewards for all you. Don't let this one slip by.
This year's live stream has been so full of surprises. Yumi, don't you have something else to share with us?
Of course, our live stream today is coming to an end, so let's start our final round of lucky draw. The draw starts now. Please enter Best Nikki to join our final lucky draw. We'll pick 3 lucky stylists, and each will walk away with 3,600 pink gems.
Yay! Best Nikki, Best Nikki! Stylists, all you need to do is enter Best Nikki and let destiny plus the little sprinkle of luck handle the rest. I've got no doubt Lady Luck is on your side today.
Vanessa, looks like you can't wait to be part of it.
Of course, who knows? I might be the one of the lucky ones in this round. So much is coming in the anniversary update. I'm already having a styling brainstorm in my head.
The anniversary is just around the corner. Don't worry, stylists, we'll see each other very soon. If you want to check the info on the anniversary, follow us on our social media and get all the details after the live stream.
Yes, now let's get back to the real business. Stylists, are you ready to see your name in the winner list?
Okay, time's up. Congratulations in advance to our lucky winners.
Congrats! And on the topic of celebrations, Momo and Nikki have shared their own special wishes with us. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hello, everyone! Happy 4th anniversary! A huge thanks to all you stylists. Because of our teamwork, I've managed to reunite with Nikki yet again. Hi, I'm Emma Tate. I'm sure each of you, just like me, can't wait for every get-together because every moment we share is precious. It's been a total joy spending these 4 years with you. Thank you for always standing by Nikki, Momo, and Shining Nikki. Here's to many more years of shining together.
Hello, everyone, and happy 4th anniversary. Your support and friendship have brought us together time after time.
Hello, I'm Emma Ballantyne, the voice of Nikki. Our new storyline this year explores moments of loss and sacrifice, but it also shines with hope and rebirth. Whatever lies ahead, I believe every stylist out there can stand strong with unwavering courage. I'm so grateful for all of you, for being here, for believing in Nikki, and for helping us reach this milestone once more. Now, let's once again celebrate Shining Nikki's 4th birthday across the global server.
A big thank you to our 2 amazing voice talents for their anniversary wishes. It's been such a joy co-hosting alongside Vanessa and sharing yet another unforgettable live stream with all of you stylists.
Yes, every memories of finding Nikki just got a vibrant new splash of color. I'm glad we could all gather here, and a big thank you to Barbecue Do Chef Momo for giving me the chance to create these special memories with you all. And that wraps up this year's live stream. I can't wait to see everyone again in Mirrorland. Goodbye!
Hi, Nikki here. Can you believe how many special moments we've already shared? Looking back over the past 4 years, every step we took together felt like blossoms in a dreamy world, softly brushed by a rainbow. I imagine time as a playful bunny, hopping through this flowery field, guiding us from one warm, magical day to the next. Each new starting point sparkles like a guiding star, lighting our path forward. Our new journey may be full of surprises, but I promise to stay by your side as we set off toward an even brighter future. Oh, and I've got a little gift for you. Why don't we listen to it together?
Drifting morning like sunlight on the window pane was me for this day. Azure the light, then she gives the past we've made a simple boy, love it great.